What does a sport do when one driver is simply better than everyone else? You cannot make him slower. You cannot take away his talent. So, you change the rules. That is exactly the conversation happening quietly inside NASCAR right now, and the driver at the center of it is a New Zealander named Shane Van Gisbergen. If you are a fan watching from Auckland, from Sydney, or from the Gold Coast, you already know the feeling. You have watched a man from New Zealand roll into the most American motorsport on the planet and school the entire field on every single road course they put in front of him. 4 road wins in his rookie season. A record nobody in modern NASCAR history has ever matched. And here is the part that has been eating at people. The rulebook has been shifting quietly, without a press conference, without a big announcement. When you line up the changes side by side, there is one name that keeps getting hit the hardest. There is a hidden rule buried in all of this that almost nobody in the American media is talking about yet. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly how the system is being re-engineered. First, you need to understand why Shane Van Gisbergen is so untouchable on a road course. It is not luck, and it is not just talent. It is technique that the American driver pool genuinely did not grow up with. Here is the technical truth. The next-gen car, the Generation 7 machine, runs a 5-speed sequential gearbox, and critically, it is clutchless. You can bang up and down through the gears like a superbike with no clutch pedal needed. On an oval, that is fine. Left turn, hold the throttle. But on a road course, that sequential box changes everything about how you attack a corner. This is where the Supercars background becomes a weapon. Shane Van Gisbergen spent his whole career in Australian supercars, heavy and brutal machinery with an H pattern and a dog box, where clutch control, throttle blipping on the downshift, and driveline shock management were survival skills. He learned to load and unload the drivetrain with millimeter precision. He learned trail braking, carrying the brake deep into the corner while rotating the car on the throttle, as second nature. So when he jumps into a cup car, he is not thinking about the mechanics of shifting at all. His brain is completely free to work the brake, the rotation, and the tire. And that is the real secret. It is tire management. Denny Hamlin himself said Shane Van Gisbergen's edge in tire management on the demanding road courses might be the biggest advantage in the field. Kyle Larson, a road course ace in his own right, flat out said Shane Van Gisbergen is way better than the rest on road courses. The other drivers understand what makes him so good. They just cannot replicate it. Chase Briscoe put it plainly. Shane is one of the greatest road racers in the world, and where he really shines is just tire conservation. Todd Gilliland said the way to drive like him is to use lower gears and keep the car very straight instead of sliding the tires, but that it has been proven very hard to do. Jay Allmendinger added, he knows how to manage that better than anybody so far. This is not a hot streak. It is a mismatch. Shane Van Gisbergen now has a 50% win rate on road and street courses in his Cup Series starts, winning 8 out of 16. Jeff Gordon, the all-time road course king, won 9 out of 47. That puts him within 1 victory of the all-time lead. In his rookie season, he joined 2020 champion Chase Elliott and NASCAR Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon as the only drivers to win 4 consecutive Cup races on road or street courses. He was also the fastest to 5 wins in Cup since the legendary Dan Gurney, who won his 5th race in his 13th start in January 1968. His 97 laps led at Sonoma were the most laps led on a road course in the Cup Series since Cale Yarborough led 102 laps at Riverside in 1977. Denny Hamlin called him the most dominant driver and car combination on road courses in NASCAR history. So if he is simply better, what does the sport actually do about it? Watch the language, because the rulebook is quietly shifting. The first change came with the removal of stage brake cautions on road courses. Since 2017, NASCAR had broken every race into 3 stages with caution brakes at the end of stages 1 and 2. That is no longer the case at road courses. Stage points will still be awarded, but there will be no break in the racing. NASCAR says this change is to improve pit strategy scenarios. Why does that matter? Because a caution was the one thing that could erase a lead, take away the reset, and once he is gone, he is gone. Now, to keep this honest, this one cuts both ways. Some drivers actually asked for the stage breaks to be removed because it made the racing better. Michael McDowell said it directly. I say at all the road courses, remove the stage breaks again. That was more fun. Let's do that. Tyler Reddick agreed. So this change was not purely aimed at one man. But the effect still lands on the same driver. There is more. NASCAR is now openly discussing bringing new competition controls back into road course events. Format changes are reportedly on the table. Every one of those levers, where they come, and how they are timed, points in one direction. But the car and the cautions are not the most damaging change. The most damaging change is buried in the points. Here is the hidden rule. NASCAR scrapped the win, and you're in playoff format. Under the old system, 4 road wins would have locked Shane van Gisbergen straight into the playoffs, no argument. Under the new point system, winning does not guarantee anything. The 16 playoff spots go to the 16 drivers who rank from number 1 to number 16 in total points earned, period. Wins now earn a 15-point bonus, but they do not punch your ticket. And this squeezes out exactly one profile of driver, a specialist who dominates a few races but is still developing on the ovals. The proof is on the board. Despite his 25th place finish in the 2025 regular season standings, Shane van Gisbergen would have actually qualified for the playoffs under the new 2026 format, because the 15 bonus points for winning would have lifted him to 16th. But in 2026, with 3 of the 5 venues where he won a year earlier no longer on the calendar, the math turned brutal. 12 races into the 26-race regular season, he sat in the 16th and final provisional playoff spot, 6 points to the good. Yet he was 22nd in oval points, 71 points outside the top 16 in that category. Read that again. A man wins multiple races and might still miss the playoffs. If you designed a rule specifically to neutralize a driver whose entire strength is winning specific races rather than grinding out oval points, you would design exactly this. Now, to be fair, this is not a pure conspiracy, and the honest counter matters. On the teardown, Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi of The Athletic defended the format for the moments it creates. Bianchi said, "I don't like the idea of eliminating the win and you're in." He pointed to Chase Briscoe winning the Southern 500 at Darlington with a team that was closing down. That dude deserved to be in the playoffs. I don't want to take that away. But even a neutral observer confirms the effect is real. NASCAR veteran Kenny Wallace said it directly. SVG winning 5 NASCAR races will not make the playoffs in 2026 because he is outside the top 16 in points. NASCAR has gone back to the good old days and it awards consistency. So the question is not whether the effect exists. The question is this: deliberate hit or convenient outcome? And convenient for whom? To answer that, follow the money. NASCAR is a business built on big teams, big sponsors, and big American stars. Now picture the boardroom. You have a driver in a Trackhouse racing car, not one of the mega super teams, turning up a handful of times a year and embarrassing the whole grid on the road courses. Fans love it. But the powerful teams, the ones with political weight in the garage, getting waxed by a road course specialist week after week, is not a good look for the product they are selling. This is where it gets serious. This is not a claim about a smoke-filled room making a secret decision. It is a simple statement about where the incentives point. And that matters for the future of the sport. If the message to every young talent watching from overseas is come here, dominate, and we will change the math so it does not count, that is a dangerous road for a series that says it wants to go global. But here is the other side. Talent finds a way. Shane van Gisbergen has proven that his whole career, winning 3 championships in the Australia-based Supercars, and he is still improving on the ovals, with his oval points up year over year. Whether it is the format, the cautions, or whatever comes next, the numbers say the ceiling on this driver is high. So where do you stand? Is this fair racing or a targeted hit? If you think Shane Van Gisbergen wins regardless of whatever they throw at him, type the word talent in the comments. If you think NASCAR has officially gone too far, type the word stopped. Keep the faith and keep supporting the Kiwi.